Hey guys, it's John with ReelBlue Custom Rods, and today I'm going to do another episode on the truth about Versablend metallic threads. And today we're going to be using this thread back here. I know it's hard to see, but the color code for it is ProWrap Versablend 101, and the color name is Mardi Gras. And I think it's a great name for the color. You have some yellows, greens, and purples in there. As you can kind of see as I'm moving behind the blank here, you can see the violet or purple, some gold, and some green down here below it. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to choose, all right, so notice, like if I start the wrap here, I have gold. If I pull it a little tighter, I have some violet. And if I pull it again, I have some green. For this one, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to try to start this with a gold. So pull it tight to about there. And just kind of get a bite over itself. And I think understanding which color you decide to start on is a good thing to know or to remember. That way, I guess you use it from a frame of reference. If you start with gold, the gold part of this thread, and I'm, starting at the same point on a specific blank every time, ideally, it might create me the same pattern that I did before. But we're going to try to see how that changes as we go down the rod. And if you saw the previous two videos I did on the truth about Versablend, with violet and with the eggplant colors, there's a couple of things that will affect, the outcome of this wrap, right? And so one of those, is the rod diameter that you start with or you're working with, and that point or color point you start with on the thread. Again, I started, where the gold was at. And then, of course, the rod diameter or the diameter of the rod as it tapers throughout the wrap. So as the diameter gets smaller as you make your wrap, the colors will lie closer, creating different patterns. And again, this is a great way to make a very unique custom look on the rods that you build. Just by using one thread, that gives you a different look every time. And so I'm just laying this down, and we can kind of see the colors, the purples, the golds, and the greens, but I'm wanting to try to see how this is going to pan out. And I think it's going to give kind of, again, it's not a tiger wrap, right? There are some threads that, say that they're for tiger wraps, but this Versablend does give a tiger wrap look to it. And I would tell you, if you, somebody made a comment on, I think it was the eggplant video, and I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was off the top of my head, but, I made a comment like, oh, I wonder what that would look like in a tiger wrap. You could do that with any of these colors. I would just use this as one color, and then at least one of the other colors in here. So a green, a gold, or a purple, whether it's metallic or just regular nylon thread, and then a different color, just to give you a look and see how that'll come out. But understand it, it will change things, because you're going to, if I'm adding thread in here, as I would be on a tiger wrap, it's going to create space between the colors on this one type of thread. So I'm just going to keep wrapping here. And then let's see, I just want to get a quick measurement and see where we're at. I want to go about 2 to 3 inches. So we're just over 1 3/4. And so as you saw in the other two videos, I just like to go about 2 3/4, 3 inches just to see what type of pattern this thread is going to give us. And you can see, let me go with this yellow burnishing tool. We can see some different colors, and it has almost a color to camel pattern, you know, kind of getting to that tiger wrap. You know, if you do a tiger wrap really well, you know, to me, it kind of comes out in a camel pattern, you know, with the colors you're using. And this kind of does that. But it gives you some cool colors to use. So let's just keep going a little bit. You know, I think this would look really good. This Mardi Gras color would look really good as an under wrap for your guides. If you are doing a heavier fresh or saltwater build, I think this Mardi Gras color would look really good as an under wrap, especially if you accent it really nicely with, you know, your over wrap colors for your guide wraps and stuff. You pick a good color to complement this. Nylon, you know, like a regular nylon purple thread, so that'll look a little darker once, you know. So nylon purple thread, size A, so something like this, right, to complement that. But this will come out, of course, darker once I put my epoxy finish on it. So again, all things you have to take into consideration, but you can negate that, you know, by using color preserver if that was something you wanted to do. You know, if you wanted to keep the original color of that nylon purple thread. So we're almost about 3 inches. All right, so that should be probably pretty good. Bingo. So I'm just going to go ahead and tie this off really quick, and then we'll take a look. Okay, so pull that tight. Alrighty. Oops, sorry guys. All right, so let's pull that tight and we'll cut that off. All right, so we can see these different colors. And you can see the, you know, the greens and the gold and the violet, right? Again, that could be something that looks really good, you know, as an under wrap. I think that gives kind of that camo tiger pattern. But what I want to do is let's try something else real quick. And let's just try another wrap. Now, again, something to consider. We're further down the rod here, so the diameter is going to change a little bit. And we're going to pick a different color to start on. So we started with the gold last time. This time we're going to start with the green. And I'm just interested to see what kind of pattern. It may be very similar, and it may not be. Again, these Versablend thread wraps by Pro Wrap, they're pretty individual, you know, like, although they may look similar, I think they give you, you know, different color profiles, which lead to different patterns. But we're going to see if we can create a different pattern here with this wrap just by starting, you know, with a smaller diameter portion of the rod and beginning with a different color as the lead color, like we did here with the green. So if this is your first time in ReelBlue Custom Rods and you like what you see, go ahead and hit the like button. You know, and feel free to leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. And, you know, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications when I release a video twice a week, every Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then on Thursdays at 12 in the morning. All right, so I think there is some pretty interesting differences here in this wrap versus the other wrap that we just did a minute ago. I think this is because I started on the green, it seems to be more green heavy, and I'm trying to compare it with the one on the left. But let's keep wrapping. Let's get some length to this real quick so we can compare. And then I just like to hold my burnishing tool. I know some people do it, some people don't. You can just, wrap it like this and it should be fine. But then sometimes you feel like you got to come back and pack. I really like this, this polished bone burnishing tool from FlexCoat. And I just like to hold it against my thread in the blank and just kind of pack it as I'm rotating or spinning the rod. The reason why I like this, and again, it's just my personal opinion. I don't get paid by FlexCoat or anybody to make any of these comments. I'm just here to provide, information on rod building to you guys, out of my own business type stuff. So, why I like this versus, I do really like the plastic burnishing tool, but a plastic burnishing tool, like I mentioned in a previous video, if I hold it here all the time like this, and I rotate the rod, because it's plastic, it'll wear a groove down right here. And then, you'll have to always continuously adjust it or just continue making that groove in there. I do like this because of the fine point where I can get in and move between some threads and do some things. But also sometimes I feel like a plastic burnishing tool like this might leave some residue from the plastic on here, especially if you're doing like, if you heat this up a little bit, it leaves a little bit of plastic stuff on there. The polished bone burnishing tool doesn't do anything to the thread, doesn't harm the thread, doesn't compromise the thread integrity. You don't fray the thread or anything like that. And it doesn't hurt your blank either. Just by resting it on there, it doesn't hurt the blank. It doesn't do anything to it. So I'm kind of wrapping up here towards the end, I think. See how far we've gone on this one. 2 inches. Maybe we'll go just a little bit more. Okay, so I think that's far enough. So let's go ahead and try to tie this off now. All right, pull that through. Pull the line tight, cut the run-in or the tag in. All right, and so that's what the second one looks like. So can't tell if it's harder to see when it's close up. So let's try this. So here is the first one. All right. Again, kind of that camo pattern with the colors. You can see the green spaced out almost like, green, 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 and then it kind of rotates as you turn the rod. You can see the green move and then come back this way here, right? Let's zoom out and slide down to right here, the one we just did. And then this one here, I feel like the green is more concentrated on two sides on this one now. So you can see the green, green, and it just comes all the way down. it's all pretty much on one side, and then I rotate it. No green really, just a little bit. And then we get thicker right there, and then we get away from the green, and we get back into the green, away from the green, and then back into the green. So that's pretty interesting. I think they're similar, but still different. Just looking at it, be like, oh, that's the same pattern. I'd be willing to bet, if we started this time, with the violet on there, it might come up with something a little bit different. But when you look at it from afar, you can see it takes on kind of a camo, tiger wrap type pattern. But again, Versablend thread is, if you're looking for a way to, to make it easy on yourself, to make a custom, unique look every time, Versablend might be something that you might be interested in. It might be worth trying out, using it as an under wrap for your guide wraps, or for a decorative wrap. Again, just to remind you, Pro Wraps Versablend metallic thread only comes in size A 100-yard spools, very small spools like you can see back here. So again, hey, I hope this helps. Make sure you hit the like button, leave a comment below, let me know what you think. And until next time, make sure you guys watch this next video. Take care. Bye.